When you wake up in the morning, do you log into social media? Is the first thing you see something negative? Of course. When you examine that piece of content, do you notice a comment box? Well, here on Opinionated, we can help you with that problem. Does my opinion matter more than yours? It don't matter cause the world is yours. Does my opinion matter more than yours? It don't matter cause the world is yours. Got it grabbed by the boss kid. On Opinionated. Grab him by the boss kid. Grab him by the boss kid. On Opinionated. We can talk about it. Opinionated. Yeah. Grab him by the balls, kid. On the Opinionated. We can talk about it. We gonna talk about everything.
Yes. We gonna talk about everything on this show. We got Opinionated Deftone Podcast on today, March 25th, 2021. How y'all doing out there, listeners? We are hitting y'all broadcasting live here on YouTube, StreamYard, all of the above. I got my co-host. We got Nelly's Way. And we got Kim.
Hey, y'all.
Hey now.
Out there.
All right, Nelly, you here?
I don't know what's going on.
We having so many technical difficulties today. Nelly, are you here?
Okay, silence.
Yeah, I can't. Where's she at?
Okay, so I don't know where she is right now, but welcome everyone. We're gonna just hop straight into this thing today. Apologies for being 2 weeks MIA in this thing, but things happen in life, and we've had some setbacks. We had some restructuring, some reorganization, and moving forward, we're gonna jump right in with this one here. Signs of attention seeking on social media.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Like for me personally, when I get on Facebook, a lot of times, I generally run into people that is just, I woke up this morning and I scrambled some eggs. I just went to the bathroom and I wiped my butt. I slipped down the stairs and broke my ankle. It's just always something. I'm like, okay, some stuff ain't meant for Facebook. Some stuff ain't meant for Instagram. Some stuff ain't meant for Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Like all these different platforms that everybody using. Some stuff just need to stay at home.
Right.
Or the ones you love, the ones that should be telling you, but they not telling you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just feel like there are signs of attention seeking on social media, and I just want to see if anybody else notice the signs or are aware.
I agree. I mean, I look on stuff on there that doesn't make sense. Everything that happened in their life, like you said, it's not meant for you. That's just something you just say to yourself. Or I hit my knee on the door. Or
right.
when I was in the shower, I grabbed the wrong thing. You're right. Some of that stuff is not necessary. But you're right. People be looking because they have no one to talk to. And I just figure I can go ahead and get an audience. Maybe that'll help boost me up or
and I'm gonna pray for you, and it's like, okay, but and this is halfway off the subject, but like God don't want us wasting our prayers on hopping on these social sites to get people to do all this praying for somebody to just bump their knee.
Right. That's true. That is so true. I agree.
In my opinion, though, I just feel like, come on, people, can we say these prayers and use them for real things,
But when you need it, I'm not feeling good. I'm facing some major medical issues, and you could come on there and ask people for prayer because you're going into a major thing. But some things is just, especially when you see that it's fake.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Now, for real, you can't be serious.
Right. Right, I agree.
Nelly, did you hear that?
People are so. I think it's more or less a lot to do with their mental. Some people didn't get as many hugs on when they was a kid. Like it's really real. You know, mental illness is really
Very true.
real, and it's just like I feel like because it's some real live thugs on the social media. It's they just seeking attention in all avenues, whether it's love. They're trying to make so and so think they hard. It all
Yeah.
breaks down in the end, and from the beginning, is mental illness or mental anguish or something to do with their mental, where they have to seek attention from
Yeah.
people they don't know. They need validation, and it starts from within. And if you can't help yourself, you shouldn't be seeking help or attention elsewhere. It's called self-love, and I think that people need to stay off of social media and use it for entertainment. It's some real life
I agree.
sessions on there, all kind of sessions, love making, this making. It's just crazy what our times. I remember we didn't have this growing up. I was cool with going outside to play. I
Shit.
wasn't, I didn't have a problem with that. It's just now
Yeah.
it's
I
just
agree.
wide open.
It really is. It
Like
really is for
why? Like
real.
wow.
It is. That's crazy. But I mean, I definitely agree. It's just it's like what do you do? What do you say? I mean, like I'm not wasting no prayers on no just attention. I'm not wasting I'm not
I
Right.
mean, I
it's just
still
crazy.
send positive energy at all times.
That part.
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
do that regardless.
That part. If I do
Um,
anything, it's gonna be to send some positive energy your way.
Right.
Try,
absolutely.
motherfucker.
However, people flexing for social media to the point where you don't know what to believe or what not to believe.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
are
lot
you
of that
really
going
need that many likes,
on.
prayers, or whatever the case may be to, to,
Right,
to feel good about yourself, or whatever the
hmm
Right.
case may be?
right. I agree with that. Hmm. Well, that's a little
I agree
interesting.
too.
Interesting. I just wanted to get some thoughts on the whole capping. I mean, it everything always falls back into this whole capping on social media, and I really don't know why it keeps coming down to this every podcast,
Hmm.
but I think it must be a problem because honestly, the question wasn't even really presented from me because I feel like we covered that already.
Right.
But it was a question that was presented by a listener. So, I try to involve our listeners, whether it's through responding to their questions or whatever, even if they want to
Hmm.
get on to speak, if they got something to say. Listeners, if you're for the listeners that are tuned in, and for the listeners that will join us in the future, if you ever want to speak on a topic that we are talking about, the show is based on opinions. We're not gonna cut you. We're not gonna tear your neck off. We're not gonna chop your head off. None of that stuff. Say what you got to say, but put up your one so that we'll know that you have something that you would like to
Right.
say on like. We reading your comments and I'm posting them up as I see them. But
Hmm.
if you want to be heard, put up a number one and we'll get to you. Okay. Now, moving on from that, because we are so warm and welcoming around here.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Should
This brother
mothers
was
encourage communication between children and fathers and the fathers of those children?
I think so. Um.
absolutely. But there's only so much you can do. Encouraging is one thing, but is you gonna answer the phone, or are you gonna call back when you can't answer the phone? That's it. It
Right.
ain't about. I know a lot of single parents in general, not just mothers.
Uh-huh.
I know a lot of single parents who encourage their children, and those who are younger who cannot pick up the phone and call their other parent. Um,
Right.
they are encouraging, but it's like after a while, that child is gonna forget that they got a other parent or somewhere and just gonna move on.
Right. But also, with that being said, um, encouraging them, yeah, to get in touch with your dad and talk to him. But I wouldn't constantly keep pushing because it also takes that missing parent to also show the initiative about their
Absolutely,
interest in their child. You see what I'm saying?
absolutely.
I put it out there. I don't say nothing against you. I don't hold them back from doing it, but you got to do your part as well. Now, as time go on and they don't show that interest, then that's on that individual that's absent in the family that they didn't have that bond with that kid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now,
Yep.
what about if the father is active in trying to have a relationship with the child, yet it's the mother that's keeping the child away from the father? Like every
Well,
time the father called and the mother's like, oh well, I tell them to call you back, or they outside right now, or they over their
well,
friend's house right now, and I tell, but the father never gets that call back.
Got
well,
you.
you know
If the
what?
child
I
grows up,
encourage. I I see that too far near as well. I honestly encourage single fathers because they may not have custody of their child, but they're a single parent as well when they're able to. I would encourage them to go downtown just like the mother do and seek joint custody of their
I
child.
agree.
Because if you have a place, all you got to do is have some stability and a job and a place to
Yeah.
have that baby to come to, and they have that whether they're with someone else or not. It's just unfortunate how people put these babies in the middle of whatever
Their,
issue they're having,
their anger, their being
bitterness,
angry and
whatever the
mad.
case
Yeah.
may be. All
Yeah.
that it's just
Well, with that
I
being
hate that.
said, do you think that when a parent, an absent parent does that, do you think that when they go downtown, say the father, and seek for this joint custody, should they fight for like a media or maybe some kind of counseling because they have, kind of brainwashed this child to feel a certain way?
Absolutely.
well, I definitely believe that that is something that should definitely come into play.
Hmm.
But here's the biggest part to me is that the father will have to go downtown, spend all this kind of money.
Yeah.
He's stable enough to do so, but he's expected to go spend all this money to go fight for the right to see and speak to his child. Yet a mother doesn't have to spend any money to go fight for the right to get the
True.
money out of his pocket and don't encourage the children to speak to that father that's paying for them.
And shame on her and the
Right.
person who
So
raised her
back to the
scallywag
question,
ass.
should mothers encourage communication between the children and the father? Not anything, this ain't about the father. This is about the mother.
Right. I
Yeah,
get what you're
you be
saying.
throwing some good stuff out there,
I'm
Yeah.
just
brother.
saying because not all
Um,
fathers are
Right.
absent because of the
That's
father.
true. It's because
you're
of the
all right.
mother.
You
My
know,
son, my son is going through that.
everybody automatically assumes that the father ain't around, the father's the problem. Not all the
Right.
time. It's just the law.
Most of the time that he's
The
not the
law
problem, to be honest.
99.9% of the
I
time
agree.
will favor the mother, whether she's a good mother or a bad mother. She has to be a
And
horrible mother for her rights to be taken away.
and you know
That's
what?
true.
And that's the system is just fucked us up, man.
I
I
Hmm.
dis
can't
and I
even. I can't
disagree with
even.
the system.
I agree with
Hmm.
you. I can't
Yeah, I
even. I don't
agree.
even know what to
I
say,
agree.
but encourage
But see,
everyone. I can't even say. I don't have no
I
rebuttal.
personally see it from all angles, though. I see it from the mother's
Absolutely.
side, I see it from the father's side. But I just think that, just naturally, everyone assumes, oh, but if the father, he ain't shit, he must not be nothing, blah, blah,
Right.
blah.
I
Automatically. You
mean,
so right.
Right.
You
that
Some
so
is
right.
true for
some situations actually require the father to walk away because the mother wants to be combative and stuff all the time.
That is
absolutely.
And
true.
rather than beat
You're right.
her and be in prison every other week or in jail every other week, is sometimes it's just best to get
It's
away from
it's
this chick.
peaceful. You're
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
It's
Absolutely.
even though it's sad to say that, Lou, you are so correct about that. I never, being that I was single, I never said anything bad against
Right,
my kid's dad
right.
because they will grow and learn that on their own, whatever the
Yeah.
Hmm.
relationship it
Yep.
is. But by
Yep.
me stepping in the middle of that, I think that would have made me look bad in the long run because they do grow up.
Yeah,
They
they
do
do.
have a
Yep.
mind and they do think for themselves.
Yeah.
You see
Uh-huh.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Oh, mom, you was bad for doing that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
How did you face that in the long run? You're right.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Right. You
It's
kept me away from my dad. I heard you when you
yeah.
did what you
When
did. I
yeah.
seen what you
Yeah.
did. you did.
Mhm.
No, you're not gonna do this because I'm grown now. And them kids go through a psychological,
Yeah.
mental, fucked up situation when they do that.
I seen a
Absolutely.
post on Facebook earlier today. Someone had posted like, kids may not always be seen, but kids seem to always be listening.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
They ain't
that
got
was a
nothing
good
else to
one.
do.
A lot
Yeah,
of times,
They're
when us
a
grown
human
ups be in the
sponge.
room with the door closed on the phone, talking about this no good dude or this no good chick, them kids be on the other
right,
side of that door listening.
right. That's so true.
You know what I'm saying? And then you would turn around and be like, "Yeah, your daddy didn't." They like, "Well, hold on, because you just said."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it'd be like the littles, but we don't think about it because we're adults. We be in our own world. The kids shouldn't be, but we
We
still,
venting. True.
yeah, venting and stuff. But it's kind of like you still gotta think about the kid.
That's
You
true.
know what I'm saying?
It
Like,
ain't
well,
about you, but
yeah,
your hatred, yeah, your hatred and your anger is
Mm-hmm.
about you because you stopping this
Mm-hmm.
kid from getting the full benefit
Yeah,
of
yeah,
what he needs from his
yeah,
father or mother.
yeah.
You're right.
Now I can say there are instances, and we're gonna put them out there because this is opinionated, and we talk about shit here.
Hmm.
But there are instances where I will say for a fact that a mother should not encourage communication, and those are the nasty, dirty incidents, the
Mm.
molestations, the really horrible physical abuse,
Right. I
Absolutely.
agree.
that little the stuff like that. Yeah, no, I don't want you to be around this motherfucker because I want you to learn shit from him or her. You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying?
Agree.
Right.
Absolutely agree.
Hmm.
Right.
Other than that, though, I just feel like mothers should encourage, like, even if they're not beating it or drumming it. I feel like if there's instances where the child may not have heard from the father or mother for a while, and there should be times when the active parents should step in and say, "Hey, I'm going to arrange a get together with you and your blah blah blah," and then
And but
especially
sometimes
during teenage years. During
Right.
teenage years, give them that chance to say,
Mhm.
"Hey, no, I don't want to do that." Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna back off, but I'm not gonna stop encouraging you to have a relationship with your parent. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. I mean, okay. Speaking on you're right about that. The incident with Kirk Franklin and his son.
Mhm. Oh yes,
That's a
hey yeah.
that's a good that
Man, listen.
that
When these, but then you getting at this point, you're getting to talk about just disrespectful people. These
right.
disrespectful little people disrespecting the people that brought them in the earth and take care of him. I don't know the situation at all.
Right.
I just
Okay,
know.
well, let me stop you right there before you. Okay,
Right.
the situation is, and then I'm gonna let you continue. So the
And I brought it up
situation,
for that reason.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So the situation with Kirk Franklin's son is this. Before Kirk Franklin married his current wife that he's been with for 28 years, he
Okay.
had another wife before her, and that was where that son came from.
Okay.
That son is her only child because he has mental issues.
Hmm.
Okay.
He has been such a burden on her life and on his father's life, being an only child in her life, that she ain't want no more kids.
That's a shame.
Now, moving on from that little statement, you now know that he has mental issues that go back at least 29, 30. However old he is, it goes back that far.
Right.
Okay.
So that's the issue. Now proceed.
Oh, and I'm gonna have to switch it up.
Right. Right. Right.
Because
Because
Knowing
a
that
lot of
that's
people's
the
opinions in that
issue,
situation is based on the fact that he's the child and Kirk is the
and that's
father.
the.
right. But
You know what
he
I'm saying? Which
is
Okay.
the
I agree
grown.
with. I do agree
Right.
with that. But
Right.
there's some mental issues there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Well, for what I
So basically, you know me and mental illness.
saying?
We talked about this time and time again,
Hmm.
personally and on our show. I'm all for seeking help with your mental illness,
Yeah.
and who knows what this baby's going through that he needs his father and he snapped on his ass.
Right.
right.
Like we just don't know.
Well,
And if his mother is
th-
shutting
th-
down or whatever the case may be and
yes.
needs his help, maybe this was a cry out to him.
Well, this
And
is the
maybe, Go
I
ahead,
want to
Kim.
tell you this, Nelly. Yeah, it was a cry out, but it had been a cry out for a while. She did come on there and she did speak in behalf of his dad, that they have been co-parenting for
Okay.
years over this certain situation about their son.
Okay.
But he
Okay.
tends to, and this, yeah, I think something mentally is going on, but he wasn't that mental when he went about to video his daddy, and
Right.
then he called his dad. See, this is where you know they got
Hmm.
some sense at a certain point.
Yes,
You see what
Yeah.
ma'am.
I'm saying?
Because that's what
Okay.
I'm
So you got
saying.
right,
Uh-huh.
but he knew to video it. He just didn't
Uh-huh.
expect the outcome that he got from behind that. But he was just trying to video his daddy and put his daddy on point. Like,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna blast you out there, but yet
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
came very
Understand the whole bigger
disrespectful.
piece of
See now,
yeah.
right? So now that's a difference. Then, yeah, he got some major issues going on, but
Mhm.
yet you knew what you was doing. You was clear minded
Yeah.
on exactly what you're doing. Then you call these people to put your daddy on blast
Uh-huh.
about this certain situation. To me, that's a
Mhm.
mastermind.
It's definitely a mastermind. And at the end of the day, no matter how
Mm-hmm.
many opinions it is about it, like I think we can all agree that that's his son. He can say what the fuck he want to say, how the fuck and
Exactly.
when the fuck he want to say it,
He
Okay.
showed
no matter
that.
who he's
He
serving.
showed that.
Okay.
He showed that. But the thing that I liked about that co-parenting, the mama spoke up in behalf
Yeah,
of Kirk Franklin. She
yeah,
didn't just
I
leave
love
him
that.
out there
I
stuck.
love that.
Yeah,
And
she
that right
did. Yeah,
there falls into the should mothers encourage communication
yeah.
between the children
I
and
got you.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Ooh, I
Because
did
he,
not
I mean,
know.
because
I
the
didn't
thing
know all
is
this was going down.
yeah, like
I
Yeah,
didn't
because
know. I've
he
been
slightly
trying to
has
read up
mental
on it.
issues, but there should still be a communication between them because Kirk already knows this. You see what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Yeah.
The brothers and sisters
And
know
the
it.
sisters, yeah.
Yeah, like everybody knows it. The
And they've
world
been
just
dealing with it. Yeah.
the world just finding out that not every holy household is all that holy.
Right,
But we
exactly.
knew that from the beginning.
Yeah,
Like, I
we're
don't
black.
Right,
We
understand
know this
why
already. You know what I'm
people
right.
be
saying?
thinking that, oh, the holier than thou are so
Yeah,
holier than
yeah,
thou. Like, they the
Yeah,
worst one. But,
yeah.
yeah. They,
me and religion and that conversation is a whole nother thing.
it is
But,
Well, but they tried to ridicule him because of that.
because
And
of
then
that.
he,
Yeah,
yep, and then he came on there and he apologized
yeah.
for how he said it, but he meant exactly what he
He
said.
did, and I like his
exactly.
apology.
Yeah,
I'm human.
exactly. He just
Absolutely.
I'm
apologized to
human.
his. Yeah, I'm
I
human,
serve God every single day, but I'm still human.
and you're right, and that was something that we have to deal with on an
Yeah,
everyday basis. We're not gonna walk straight forever.
ever.
We
No,
gonna
we
we gonna
were
Hmm.
still
tempted and
continue
tested
to
every
fall.
single day. It's
That's right.
if you decide to fall every single day, then you really got some work to do. But
Yeah,
we get tested and tried every single day,
yeah.
and
Every
it's up
day.
to us what that outcome gonna be because we got choice in the matter for a lot
Man,
of things. Not everything, but we do got a lot of choice in a lot
I
of
think I
things.
would have went and knocked on his door. I'm just saying.
On your son's door,
Yeah,
oh,
I
God
would
would
have
have kicked
went.
that motherfucker open.
I would have went to see him.
I
I
definitely would
want
have
you
went
to
I
to
say
see
would
that
him.
in
have
my face.
too.
I
I
definitely
would
would
have
have went to
hopped on a
see him.
plane. I would have did.
Yeah,
I would have
Now
been
that I know
mad
the whole
going to
story.
see him, especially in the fact like, okay, I know you got a little problems, but you ain't that damn stupid.
right, right. And I
But now that I know the situation, and
Yeah,
because I watched the video earlier today, I'm trying to like
mhm.
catch up because I know we might be talking about things.
right, right.
So when I watched the video, and I'm like, well, why is he recording his daddy in this conversation? So
That
that was
part,
the
first of
first
all.
red flag to
Yeah,
me. And put everything together, like you said, Kim. He got enough sense to press that record button.
Thank you.
yeah.
Yes,
He
So
you.
did.
in my opinion, all that other shit
He did.
gets thrown out the door. You
It
ain't
does.
mentally ill right now
Yeah,
because
Right.
but
motherfucker,
I
you know what
do
the
know
fuck you doing.
he do need some help.
But
And
see, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kim. I'm
no,
sorry.
you find he do need some help. But the point is, through your help, he was being manipulating too
Yeah,
with the situation. You see what
yeah.
I'm saying? I can't see where he wasn't given to that man for him to act like. I just think he didn't have his way for that day. You know how kids get.
Yeah,
They
and
don't
then
have their way for.
even people with mental issues. I hate saying
Disabilities.
issues, but like with mental problems or whatever. Um,
How about mental difficulties
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I
or
really hate
you know
saying
what I
issues.
mean?
Like I got mental issues. I hate that.
Right.
But you know, for those people suffering from mental illness, that's what I'll say.
That would be a good
Um,
thing, way to say.
right, like
That's a
for
great way to
those
say.
people, the main thing that a lot like when they do stuff right, and then everybody that knows them already know, well, you know they not all the way there, or you know they blah blah blah. The first thing they always say is, was he on his meds? Was she on her meds? Blah blah blah. Cause y'all know that's what they saying. Like, oh, well, the argument was we was trying to get him back into therapy, trying to get him back on his medication, and this is what he did because he's not on it. And I'm like, okay, I mean that's understandable and everything, but honestly, to me, it's really even hard to say anything about it because at the end of the day, to me, it's not new news of what goes on in black households with relatives that attend churches. Like
Right.
they go to church, yeah, but they sit at home and cuss and drink all day and night.
Yeah.
and
So
they fucking and sucking on everything.
everything, I mean, practicing gluttony and all that type of shit. So
Absolutely.
in my opinion, like there's no real fucking way that anybody can have anything to say about his communication with his grown ass child.
Right. I agree. I
Like this
agree.
dude grown as fuck, and like y'all said, like I mean, I do understand that he has, you know, illness, but
Yeah.
he was smart enough and had enough put together to know that I'm gonna record this, and he knew how to do it.
Right. Yeah.
He knew who to send it to and how to get it to him,
And then on
and
top of that,
and
he knew
he
what
know
to
how to
say,
keep responding to all these interviewers that's requesting his interview.
and
Right.
he knew what to say to make his daddy snap.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Because he
That
been
wasn't
doing
just some shit he thought of at that
right.
moment.
right.
He like, I'm
He was
gonna
sitting
call
there
this
waiting.
motherfucker
Oh, I'm about to get him
and
now.
la
As
la.
soon as he go in, I'm hitting
Exactly.
record. I'm hitting because that's not an easily accessible function on your damn phone.
No, it's
Not the
not.
especially the iPhone.
I
Yeah,
can't do it.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? You gotta work your way to that damn recorder, but you gotta
Right.
dig through screens trying to find
Hell
it
shit. I
because we
can't
don't
do
use that shit.
it.
Oh yeah, he was very well put together to hit that one on the head like that.
You were so
Right.
funny. But
I'm, I'm just
I'm
because I
just
don't
saying.
even know
saying,
how to do it.
I
Okay.
right?
don't
Like
So
either.
I'm just gonna put
I
that
had
I
to
do
out
get with
there.
the
music and I
times and
barely know
into
how to.
this.
I do music and I barely know how to use the recorder that's in my phone.
That's
Yeah,
I
why
this
we
shit
gotta
is
agree.
get on
crazy.
that's why we gotta get online 15,
Right.
20, 30 minutes before we get like go live.
Mhm.
And we don't know what the
Yep.
hell we're doing most of the time.
Yeah.
Well, I finally
Facts.
got on my tablet, y'all. So look,
Okay
Oh,
now.
that's
I
what's
kept
up.
working with it,
All
kept
right
working.
now. See, it didn't block that mic this time, huh?
Yeah, that was a good
Mm.
one. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
that
I
was
just
good. So right now, I'm gonna take a quick little intermission. I'm gonna play a song. Okay, listeners. So I have a show coming up on March the 28th, 2021 at Scully's Music Diner here in Columbus, Ohio.
yeah, it
Columbus,
go.
At
Ohio.
Scully's, they have
Yeah.
food, they have good music from live bands, house DJs, reggae nights, all that type of stuff. They have drink specials for those old enough to buy drinks and everything. But generally, it's a family fun atmosphere. So, you know, under 18 are generally permitted on event nights with adults, you know, in that sense. But for now, I'm going to play a song that I will be performing on the show Sunday at Scully's, and I hope you all enjoy it.
All right, let's
We'll be
get it.
back soon while y'all listen.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, I wanted it to be like that. Hold on, y'all. We having some difficulty.
It'll work out. It'll
It's
work
playing
out.
from a
We
whole different
real on
source
this
than where
show. We ain't
I'm playing from
we
right
real out here.
now.
Right.
We real keeps it trill. Like you get what it's live and in color and a little bit loud sometimes, but you know, here we go. I think this should work just fine. There we go.
Yeah.
LB, Pride, 2K19, yeah. Ooh, LB in this thing about to turn it way up. Deftone is the label and we keep it turned up. Get down with it, then drop it down low. Shake it real fast, then bring it up slow. Get up out your seat while you sitting there looking. You thought it was the CEOs, but LB got you looking. No need to question it, what I'm all about. Cause I'm in it for the buzz, I grab the mic and get ready to flow. Be amazing. I
Hey,
sit back, get ready, and enjoy the show. Hey,
hey,
my people in the bag,
mm,
tip your
Hey.
hat,
mm.
cause it don't matter where we at, no matter. We can party where we at, hey, party. To all my people in the bag, tip your hat to the bags in the back. Cause it don't matter where we at, we can party where we at. Now let me switch it up as I come back in. I'm here to win. Never ever question in the skin I'm in. I'm giving and I'm enjoying. I'm blessed to be the gift who I am. That's big.
Mm.
Man, he's amazing.
Hey,
That's why he amazing.
mm.
Oops, I mentioned me again. Full free promotion, I'm here to win. I'm bossed up, it don't matter what the cost up. I grind for mine, daily with a smile, cause I know what it takes to be great. So I meditate, gotta take some time to keep the mind straight. Got no time to waste, gotta keep pace, running like a track star, taking first place. Deftone is the label, let me throw it in your face. It don't matter what you thought, got you guessing anyway. Hey, hey,
Hey.
in the bag, tip your hat to the back.
Mm.
It don't matter where we at, we can party where we at. Hey, to all my people in the back, tip your hat to the back. Come on, shake that, cause it don't matter where we
Hey.
at. We can party where we at, Real talk, I'm amazing. I need to keep saying, nothing like the last. I take my whole lane, but I bet your little sister wanna date from me. I bet your little brother wanna sound like me. Real talk, I ain't nothing like the average bum. I treat you like a peasant, cause I do this thing for fun. Don't forget to say amazing when you mention LB. Tip your hat to the back when you see me in the street. To all my people in the back, tip your hat to the back, cause it don't matter where we at. We can party where we at. Come on, tip your hat back, tip your hat back, tip your hat back, hey, LB on the mic, cause it's like that.
Hey,
I like that.
yeah, that's called
All
Tip Your
right.
Hat Back by yours truly, LB the Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's run on over here to this other little thing. I was trying to wait. I had a special request for this one, but we can go into it. What is being taught to our youth in regard to love and relationships?
Wow.
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn
I
thing.
agree.
Not a damn thing.
I agree.
We don't talk about it. We a lot of us don't have much of it to show them.
True.
A lot of us are so angry and bitter that we don't even want to show them, or we don't even want to teach them about it because we don't have it. So we kind of just feel like, take your chances on it.
Now
Well, see,
we
you know what?
understand why.
I was going to say they're not open to receive anything. They know it all, and they're not open to receive anything in love. Anything. You can't tell nobody nothing nowadays, and they're not open minded and wanting that. They didn't see it, so they don't know. It's just a fairy tale to
That
them, so
part.
they don't
I
That part, I
agree.
even
was waiting on it
try.
because I feel like later on in life they think they know it all or whatever because they don't have that example. They didn't get that example.
Right. It was
Hmm.
clean. It was kind of a cutthroat type of thing. Even
Mm-hmm.
when our parents was coming up, they didn't want
Yep.
to talk about sex. They
Yep.
didn't want to talk about.
Mm-mm.
Only thing they wanted you to do is stay. Well, when I was coming up,
Mm-hmm.
my mom, she was in the church. So I had to
Okay.
sneak and do everything. I'm gonna keep it
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
sneaked to see my boyfriend. So when I got pregnant, they was like, "Well, how in the hell that?" You know what I'm saying? Where the fuck did you
uh,
get this from? You see
like
what
it
I'm
was
saying?
Jesus.
Thank you. I was clever with it. You see what I'm saying? In my mind, I was a mastermind. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna get this
uh-huh.
regardless because this is me. You see what I'm saying? I'm keeping it real. So you're right.
Okay.
A lot of people don't want to sit down or take the time out to teach our youth about real
Right.
love. So
Yeah.
that's why they all, the way they is. Only thing they know now is let's get it, or let's just fuck in the wrong way. Be honest
Yeah.
with you. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And they
Hmm.
don't know how to really date a person or show a woman or man how to love one another. I
Right.
agree. That's been going on for decades.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
it
try to
has.
tell my kids because I was young when I
Hmm.
had my kids, you know, 15, I didn't know shit. I didn't even know what the hell I was doing. So
Right,
now I'm
right.
able to tell mainly the kids that when they ride my bus and they, hey, Miss Kim, such and such this, and I try to explain to them, you're gonna have plenty of time to,
Yeah.
because that boy that you crazy about and you losing your mind and you crying on this bus about,
Mm,
it's gonna be many more of them. I'm not telling you to
hmm.
be with all them, but take
Right. I'm
your
just
time, get to
saying.
let them know
Yeah.
who you is. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Don't let them just come at you like that because you a young lady. And
Yeah.
nowadays, everybody want to be everybody bitch. I'm his bitch. He said I'm him. You know
You're
what I'm saying?
right. Right.
That shit crazy. What kind of shit is that?
It is
You happy
crazy.
about being his bitch or, you
Okay,
know,
so well, what y'all think about? Okay, because I noticed a little trend that started at least maybe 6, 7 years ago with my children being 6, 7 years younger than what they are now,
okay.
which would have put them smack dab in the middle of teenage years. But I noticed during
Mm,
that time there was a trend where everybody giving each other passcodes and stuff to their accounts and stuff. So then you get on the like,
mm.
this is such and such babe. I hacked his account. Y'all hoes better stay out of my man's
Right.
inbox. Blah blah blah. Like, but these are little kids
Um,
talking like that and worried about the wrong thing.
Right. That's true.
You know
they
what I'm
don't know no
saying?
better. Ain't no that takes it back to not being taught no better. So they just
Yeah.
out here acting like scallywags. Like,
But what about if they was taught, but this is just something they doing behind their mom and daddy's back?
I agree. Okay.
But
hey,
it's other adults out here, of course, they're seeing it because their kids is the ones talking to them, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
Like they
But
put on an act in front of
yeah,
their parents, and then when they get around peers of their own,
yeah,
they
you
want
see
to
the
act
real
it.
them.
Yep.
Yeah, and the
Yep.
real them isn't what it should be.
Right.
well, in that instance, we all gotta live and learn.
We do.
As children, I think we go through different moods, emotions, and ways about ourselves that we
Yeah.
need to learn who we gonna be as the adult. Um,
Okay.
hopefully,
So
I will hopefully it'll be a phase. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking.
Okay, so what I need you to do for me, because we're gonna go around the table here, we're gonna go around the screen for y'all, and for y'all that got y'all's little teenage kids listening, and for the future listeners that are gonna expose your teenage children to this podcast, because we got faith in you. We about to help your teenager out with some rules. We got a list of what to do's and maybe what not to do's. So we're gonna let Nelly tell this young lady and this young man 5 what to do's in regard to relationships.
Oh,
5 to dos.
5 to do's. And you can
Okay.
get yours ready, Kim, because I want you to do 5 not to do's.
okay.
Okay. Well, number one is listen.
Okay.
Listen to respond. What is it? Not. It's listen to understand and not listen to respond. I would
Ooh,
say
I
communicate
like that.
effectively. So that all kind of play into play
I
and
like that.
communicating effectively by listening to understand instead of listening to respond. Two, I would definitely recommend like a weekly sit down.
Okay.
Um, hey babe, the other day, I don't know, just a weekly sit down on because the mental illness is something in the black community that is so not catered to.
Yeah.
And I feel with on a weekly basis, if we were to sit down and you didn't like the fact that I had 2 cheeseburgers instead of one, like, bitch, what you
Right.
doing? Like, it could be anything,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Anything, but just
Talk to
talk.
me
Let's
about it,
talk.
and instead of
Yeah.
holding it in, like what's going on? You because that can be a sign that I am emotionally eating
Yeah.
instead of talking to someone about it.
Yeah.
So, you might see it. The signs might be there. You might see it. So I would say don't shut down communicate. Let's have a weekly sit down and talk. That's two, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, you don't necessarily have to get 5. I just wanted to get you.
no,
I just
I
wanted
got
to
some
get your
good ones.
wheels
I
turning.
think I'm a
Okay.
good. I think I can
Okay.
do it. So
I ain't gonna
number
stop you.
three, because they all come and coincide with each other,
Yeah, they
right? When
do.
you're
Cause so far I
communicating
got a theme with yours, and I
effectively,
love it.
and then we're having communication on a consistent basis, you
Mm-hmm.
have to create memories. Man, listen, take some time off from whatever. You gotta wind down, create memories, even if it's going to
Mhm.
sit in the backyard and just sitting there. Like create memories. To keep
Create childlike memories.
Right.
all that type of stuff. Like I'm a big
Yeah.
kid. Like I want to go to the. I can't wait to go to Scene 75 with no
Right.
chilling. Like I can't wait. But create memories. 4, have lots of sex, man. Fuck being mad all the damn time.
Wait a
Have
minute.
some sex. Like just get.
You know what? I'm gonna let her run with that because she
Because man, they having sex anyway. Goddamn, fuck it. They have
okay,
sex,
and
but
keep
be.
talking. Yeah, thank you. You
You
are
know what I'm
yes,
saying?
keep
They doing
talking.
all this already. Like I know kids that they been in a relationship and they 16 years old. They've been in a relationship 4 years already. And my big grown ass can't get a motherfucker for a month. Like, I don't know. So they doing somebody doing something right. I don't know what the hell to do. I should maybe be talking to them instead of me talking to them talking to me instead of me talking to them because
Mm,
they
He done
popping
went
like
there for real.
that's for these kids. They got relationships. They got issues. They got things popping. They got life. They taking trips, like all that. Okay, but yeah, have lots of sex. I mean, if you're in tune with each other, because that's a part of connecting. Okay, let's not say sex. Let's just say connect on a intimate level. It don't necessarily have to be sex all the time, but connected intimately is it helps. It helps. It helps shit. It helps with your insides. It helps with your heart. It's a part of like your well being. As with the communication, you're taking care of your mental health. With communicating effectively, often like you're taking care of that type of thing. So connecting on an intimate level with your partner on a consistent basis, not just about sex. But
so
I'm a
like I
Scorpio,
want to
so
stop you so bad because this is going south so fast. But
it
I
is. But
love what you're doing for me because you setting me up for something that I'm gonna come back on your
that's
ass with.
fine. Okay, so that's one, two, three, 4. Okay, so my fifth
Don't worry,
one,
don't worry, Danielle. It's coming.
I don't care. And 5, I would say definitely respect each other when
Yeah.
you're having all these moments. Because
Okay,
respect
sandwich
goes a long
effect.
way.
She better give
You
me some
feel me?
sandwich effect.
But when you respect each other
Cause she got that
and
motherfucking sandwich filled with all kind of shit.
it is good. I like a lot
Girl,
of
I
textures and
can't
stuff.
wait till we get girl, I can't wait till my go.
Okay, well you go ahead. So what's that?
Kim
Respect each other.
next.
That's my 5. That's my 5.
Okay, so Kim, what should they not do? Teenagers, listen to Kim. Oh, she ain't even here. Okay, so well, I'm not gonna take hers. What they should not. I can't even speak on mine yet. We got to shoot the shits for a second because I need hers before I can even go into mine. Cause I got to be the balance. You know what I'm saying? Okay, there we
Oh, you
go.
gonna
There
cuss
we
Okay.
me
go.
out.
So is it my turn? I
Yeah,
got
it's
so
your turn.
laughing and hit the thing and
What
knocked
happened,
us
Kim
all
Kim?
out of there.
It's
I
okay.
Yeah. Well, you said don'ts, right?
Yeah, what should they not do? What should teenagers not do as far
Um,
as love and relationships go?
it's hard to say when you're young because it's easy to fall in love when you're young. But I would say don't seem so easy or thirsty.
Okay.
Out here for a relationship. Be mindful and open. Not to everybody, because some people get one person and just cling on to them forever,
Yeah.
instead of waiving their options.
Yeah.
Um, be friends, you know, concentrate on what each other like about one another. Don't just let it be about sex because sometimes If the sex stops, that's it of that relationship. You see what I'm saying? But if you find an interest of one another, you'll probably stay in that relationship forever. You know, like best friends.
Yeah.
That's basically it. I couldn't find nothing else.
Okay.
That, you know, because you know, when you're young, you know, how that first love is, it's just rough out there. But if I had to do it all over again, I would take my time.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm gonna play the middle. I'm gonna play the little middleman, and I'm gonna
Okay.
pull from Nellie's side first, since she went first, and I'm gonna just say that from me listening, I really feel and narrowed down that her biggest thing is communication, which I agree with.
Yeah.
Teenagers, in regard to love and relationship, should have someone that they could talk to, and I would prefer that it be a parent before anybody else, and only because you as that parent have allowed your child the trust that is necessary for them to come to you and talk to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
You know, like we're not gonna work on it. We're not gonna build it up. You already gonna have it. So when you get out here and start doing things that other children your age are doing, you're not gonna be scared to come to me and talk to me about it. Like, hey, you know, my friend, you know, she or he talking about blah blah blah. Let me go ahead and school you on it. I'm not about to chastise you. I ain't about to get it. I ain't about to do none of that. I'm just find out, you know, what you doing, blah blah blah. So I do feel like communication, yeah, that's a big part of it. And on Kim's side, I mean, it's so limited because I feel like that's the life of a child. There's limits. We don't need no whole book of shit you should be doing. Because it's a whole bunch of shit that you should not be doing.
Hey.
Having sex? No. In my personal opinion, no child should be having sex. Did we have sex as children? Yes. That's why I'm saying no child should have sex.
I didn't have sex.
I was a father before the age of 18 because I was a child having sex. A lot of us were parents before the age of 18 because we were children having sex. So to move into a grown-up adult life and encourage other children to have sex, I won't do that. I can't do that. But everybody got their own opinion, and that's allowed here because it's what? Opinionated.
I agree with you, being that, like I said, you know, I was young when I had mine. Kids, I was 15 and didn't even realize what I was doing.
Right.
You know,
I mean, you laying down and you smacking and bumping stuff, and next thing you know, you pregnant, and it's like you didn't even really enjoy it. It was just like I was just practicing, like playing around, and we got kids, and it's like, damn, now I got to be a grown up. Like,
I agree.
But it's because there was nobody. Well, really, you had a person to talk to, but obviously you didn't have enough trust in that person to go to them before any of that went down. You know what I'm saying? Which is understandable.
Right.
It's totally understandable.
It was hard for my kids to come to me.
Right.
I was real, like, when they came, boys, you know, I was ready to jump down their throat about it. But if I had did it different, and that was only because of what I went through.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I just wanted to keep them from doing it, which it just did the opposite.
Yeah, true.
Well, you know what? My mom, we had to talk. You know, she was raised by a person in the South, and you know, some of the times the deeper the roots, they just don't talk about nothing.
Yeah.
So we had the birds and the bees talk, where you can have sex and then get a baby, you know, but it wasn't anything more.
Right.
A lot of my life experiences and things that made me become who I am is things I learned in the street. And that's the thing that communication just in the household.
Yeah.
Period. Just ain't
always,
you know what I mean? So when I say communication, it would be great if you can talk to your parent. But a lot of times you can't talk to your parent because your parent.
Yeah, I was one of those parents.
And that's true.
You know,
but what
so
we're aiming
like,
to try to do is to
change that.
It's change that, exactly.
Yeah.
Stop going from generation
yeah,
to
but you
generation.
know, a kid might come to their parent. I mean, but you know, it's just some people, just the older generation, and that's what we talk about a lot. How this is going on totally off the scale, but in regards to communication with our children, and I'm today's years old when I realize this is why a lot of parents are being friends with their kids so
Oh
they can
yeah.
have that communication and have that open line of communication about everything as well. So their kid could come to them in regards to everything, as opposed because there's a big difference in parenting and people communicating with their kids now to what we was children and definitely when our parents were children. So
Well,
maybe that's
it's two
why
to
people are
well,
so
it's somewhat it's a lot of elements to me that came into play of why everything is in the present. But I could say in our time of growing
okay.
up, we had the strictness and the sternness, but we didn't have the communication.
Right. That's so true.
In
Absolutely.
today's time, there's no strictness
Absolutely.
and sternness because there's communication. But like you
And they
said,
have that
everybody trying to be
communication.
friends.
Right.
Ain't no being friends
Hmm.
with your fucking kid. And
That's true.
listeners, I
It
need
shouldn't
you
be.
to fucking hear me. There is no being friends with a fucking child. If you are friends with a child, you have a mental problem.
Right. Because you're trying
There's
to
no
please that
reason why
child.
no grown up should want to be friends with a fucking kid.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Let me mentor you.
Yeah.
Let me teach you. Let me guide and lead you. But I don't want to be your fucking friend. What the fuck can you do for me, little boy, little
Right.
girl? Like for
Right.
real.
Yeah, you're right. You're
For
right.
real. There's
Right.
no friends with kids. When you grow up and become an adult,
Yeah.
okay, you ain't my child no more. You are now damn near my equal, for real, for real. So we could be
Right.
friends, we could kick it, we could do all that shit. But as a child, ain't no friendship. You do what the fuck I say, do it, and I'm gonna come to
Right.
you respectfully and teach you
Right.
about respect, how to take compliments,
Yeah.
how to help somebody without getting an
Yeah.
attitude, how to
Right.
listen and not talk back.
Hmm.
I'm gonna teach you
Yeah.
all this stuff. But we
Right.
ain't gonna be friends while I'm doing it.
Right.
Well, what like
Yeah.
these kids nowadays, like, Mom, I'll be home at 1 later on or tomorrow. What? I'm not
What?
understanding
Right.
none of that shit.
Right. Ma,
None
I'll be
of it.
back. I'm about to go down to the what?
Yeah. You're right.
Who said you qualified to walk out this door and go any fucking where right now?
Or no,
Right.
or you hear it boom. You just hear the fucking door close. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I
Right.
guess
Right. That's
John went on
Yet,
outside, I
yet
guess.
you're not
Like,
seeing these
what the
children come
fuck?
to the parents like, hey, here's my homework. It's done. Can you
right.
check it? Can you make
Right.
sure it's right
At
before I
all.
go do
At
what I
all.
want to do?
Right. Or they sitting
At
among
all.
us giving their opinion
Yeah,
about
Some
when we were
shit they ain't
kids,
got no
we
business
couldn't
to
sit
be
around
sitting
the
in.
door.
we couldn't.
We couldn't
Man,
listen
listen.
to
We
it. When you
couldn't.
get
I
older,
don't
you
even
understand that because some of
listen, I don't even
conversation
think
wasn't
about
meant
it.
for kids.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
Mm-hmm.
even think about it. My daddy didn't been something been hit me upside my head and then went
Mhm.
in. I didn't even know what the
Man,
hell it
my
was.
mama
Like
call you straight to it. Come here,
I
Lou.
never,
Come
but I
here.
never.
I get over there, hand straight to the mouth. Ain't no talking nothing there. Just knock straight
Right.
out, like just
Right.
instantly. And you already know what you're getting knocked out for, so ain't even no questioning. Take
Right.
that hit, go on about your business, and don't
Yep,
ever do it again.
Mm-hmm.
But I can say I
shit. I was
wasn't
so
that
scared of my
parent. I didn't
kids.
put
I ain't
my
even
hands
mess
on
with
my
them.
sons. I
You
didn't
didn't have
have
to.
to.
Right, because you already knew how to deal with them.
Right.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
enough respect for them,
Yep.
and they had
Mm.
enough respect for me, and they understood what we had going on without me having to
Right.
put my hands on them.
And they knew where to come at.
Hmm.
They knew what not to do. They knew the
Uh-huh.
boundaries of how far they can go with you.
Right.
So that's why you didn't have to do that because you paid attention to when you
Right.
was a kid and how your parents brought you up.
Yep.
You're right.
Yep.
Yep.
And I didn't want to
You
use
just
those
did better.
old standards of, well, my mom did it to me, so I'm gonna do it to them. And but
Right.
no, that didn't
Right.
make me no better. It actually could have made me worse. But because I understood a very long time ago what was going on and who I was dealing with, I just
Mm-hmm.
knew I was gonna rise above that and be better than
Yep.
her.
Right.
Just point blank.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Cause
that's what I did. And
I
now I
used to
just feel like
yell
it's an
over.
obligation to
Right.
stop making excuses and start helping.
Right. And you know, when I was
Yeah.
raising my kids, and I learned this from my daughter, I used to yell all the time.
Uh-huh.
And if you actually think about it, when somebody yelling at you, tune them completely the fuck out, right?
Completely. completely.
You tone them completely out. So my daughter, my baby girl, having to say, Mom, if you talk to them with a very stern voice,
Mm-hmm.
they will hear you
Mm-hmm.
and they will listen. I said, you know what? That do make a lot of goddamn sense.
A lot. Because think about this, y'all, and this gonna stump y'all. Have y'all ever noticed? Okay, we're gonna go back to the absentee fathers.
Uh-huh.
No matter how long this child has not really known the father like that, the father all of a sudden come around. Oh, I'm your daddy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this y'all's daddy, y'all.
Uh-huh.
The daddy say something, they listen.
Yeah.
And you know
That
the
is so
the
true.
very
What?
simple reason is it just boils down to the fact of women yell and fuss and repeat. Men don't. We say it
Yeah.
once or twice. The second
Yeah.
time is probably you probably getting hands put on you. But
That's
the first
true.
time it's a very stern warning. You
Yeah.
you hear your mama talking to you.
Yeah. That's true. That is
You
so
heard what
true.
she said. You
Yeah.
you at school acting up. That's all it takes
Mm.
is just that one time. But the mama always, yeah, I'm gonna beat your ass. You always in
Yeah.
school, and then they hearing that all the time. They're like, oh, she ain't gonna do nothing. She gonna say she
Right.
gonna beat my
And
ass, and and
do
you know what I'm
what you
saying?
say. If you
Yeah,
say it, mean it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I control my bus.
mm-hmm.
I don't yell.
Yep.
I use my voice and I be stern with it.
And
So
I
when
do
they
the
hear
same
it, they
thing,
be
so
looking
I
at me
understand
like,
it.
who in the hell is you?
Right.
But they don't
Like,
open their mouth. They sit down, they follow my instruction. I
yep.
said, sit in that chair and I ain't gonna repeat myself.
Yep. And I ain't gonna keep picking up this microphone. I'm saying it this once.
Exactly. And that's how
Y'all
they
hear me? And
yeah.
I make them. I'm like, y'all understand me?
Right.
And if I don't get no response, y'all understand me? Yeah, okay then.
Right.
And we proceed
I know
on, and
it.
I generally be
Right.
okay. So I understand that, but that
But
is
that
very
is so
true.
true.
It don't take
It,
a lot of yelling and stuff to get your
it
point
don't.
across. And if it does, that means you need to move on to phase 2.
Yeah.
Foot in that ass.
Right. Oh, I
You
can
deal
see
with that
Danielle.
now?
I can see Danielle comment.
I've been posting them up when she come on.
Oh,
I'm involved, and I'm involved in our participants.
okay. I was like, how did that comment come up?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm posting them up and stuff as I see them. But yeah, I just feel like I don't know, like both of y'all's points was really, really great. And like I said, it's all based on opinions. Nobody's right or wrong.
Right.
Everybody got the way of doing things, and then there's always ways to learn more ways. So, you know, whatever. But I just really feel like us as a older people, and then we got our middle, you know, our youngers, and then the youngers and stuff like that. I just feel like with the way the world is now, with everything changing so drastically, and we've already lost a lot of the old ways, like the old simple ways of doing
Right.
math, the old
Right.
simple ways of just like writing letters to people and not relying on the cell phone, the old
True.
simple ways of sitting down in front of a TV together as a family, the
Right.
old ways of
I
coming
think that should
together
be,
on
yeah.
Sundays to have a
Yeah.
meal. If we don't have any other meal, we know we can eat good on Sunday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I used to do that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a lot of those ways have been lost, and
Yeah.
I just feel like when you know better,
see,
you got to do better, and I know we know better.
Right. So
You know
we
what I'm
gotta
saying? Yeah,
you're
we
right.
got to do better. You know,
Right. You hear what I say
but
all
you
the time. I
know,
can't wait to get a house so
right,
we can come together
yeah.
right,
and sit
yeah.
around, you know, because I used to
But see,
cook
this
Sunday
is what
dinner.
happened.
What
People
happened?
don't like John. Auntie Sheena don't like Uncle Joe. Cousin Randy don't like da 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 da. And everybody
And
just
that's
ain't with the
true.
shit when it
But
comes to
guess what?
anything anymore.
Everybody got us.
They can't
But
put
guess
their
what?
differences
That was all
aside
created
for
because it was
family.
allowed to manifest.
Right.
Nobody stepped in.
There you
All of
go.
our elders are all
Right.
True.
gone.
And there was no
So
communication.
yeah, there's no
Absolutely.
communication. Nobody was there to
Absolutely.
step in and
Absolutely.
make these motherfuckers get it.
No
We family.
communication.
Right. Why
Mm-hmm.
we family? Why we family? Why we strained and separated? And then when we do get together, why are we fighting each other when we should be whooping these
Right.
motherfuckers on the block's ass?
Right. That's true.
If we
I
got to be
agree.
fighting at all,
Man.
you know what I'm saying? If we're going to get drunk and be doing some fighting, let's be fighting the neighbors or these motherfuckers down the
Exactly.
street that we couldn't stand for years.
Right.
But not
Right.
each other.
Right. I agree.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
You know, like is it like,
You know,
what up,
that's
Uncle
true.
John? You need some help starting your garden? You need me to come rake that dirt up for you? Like
Right.
Like there's
Right.
none of that going on. Or having, well, it's gonna cost you $60 to do your whole yard, like for your Uncle John. Like that's like 80 years old, like for real. Why? Because he get a check. So
Right.
now we taking advantage of our own
Yeah.
people. You see what I'm
That's
saying? Like
true.
it just, but it's been allowed to happen, not
I
from the
understand.
government, not from the white man,
Exactly. I
from
know.
us.
Yeah. And see, and that's what,
I
you
know.
know,
From us.
and I don't have an issue with what they talking about, what's going on in the world. But my main issue is among us. People want to go outside and talk about what other people did to us. But what about us? What about what I did to my neighbor? What about what you
Yep.
did to my sister? What
Yeah.
about my brother? You know, here he is breaking into your house while I'm scamming on you. What about that? We trying to go out and make somebody else create better when they watching us treat each other like shit.
Yeah. That's
You get
true.
what I'm saying?
I
We
do.
we trying to get ahead of the game. I can't see why if you bring me a proposition about a business, I can't give it to my sister, or I can't
Right.
give you, or let me help you build your kid up. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I'm not understanding that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I have main issues with that. Yeah, we do have issues around us what other people doing to us, but they watching what we do to our own self.
Yeah. And that that's true. That is very true. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm
No,
smoking
you
good.
okay? That was good, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It really was. Mm.
Yeah,
We
but
be
I'm
deep in
just
some shit.
saying.
We like an hour in, and we still got some shit to get through. Mm.
Okay, it's cool.
Woo. Okay, yeah, y'all. So, wow,
But yeah,
that's deep. Like that's so fucking deep. Like I
Mm-hmm.
know we started off talking about the love and relationships for teenagers, and to close that out, we just got to do better. We got to
We
stop
do.
like not saying and just sit them down and say like, hey, I ain't trying to grill you. I ain't really trying to ask a lot of questions that I'm probably not prepared for the
Mhm.
answer of. But I just want you to know that I love you, and no matter what you think I may say or do, I need you. I would love for you to talk and communicate with me before you
Right.
do anything that you're not sure of.
That could change the rest of your life.
Yeah,
somebody, if
yeah,
even if you can't contact, if you don't feel that you can talk to your mom or dad,
yeah.
talk to a adult that you trust. It could be your aunt, your
Like little girls,
grandma.
when y'all in these situations, if these boys is telling y'all you better not do this, or if they doing too much of that, like that's signs of control. You don't want to be controlled by no man like that.
No,
Keep your options open. If you got a
that's
little
why I was saying.
boyfriend that's real
Right.
aggressive and stuff like that, that is not nobody that you want in your life long term.
Right.
So don't set yourself up for that. And little boys, just cause these little girls is presenting themselves to you or whatever, you don't always have to take the bait.
Right. That's true.
I mean,
That's true.
what's easy can easily get your ass caught up.
Yeah, that's why I say quit
So
being easy.
just period.
Yeah.
Concentrate on your schoolwork. The children's like scores and stuff are like these scores, testing scores are low. We've had COVID for over a year now, so y'all not really being educated all that well. Try to concentrate more on skills and trades, and just learn something. Learn
Right.
something other than how to be an adult before you need to be one.
Right.
Trust me, you will love your life a lot more if you just be a kid first.
That is so true. I
Now
wish.
moving
Yeah.
on, texting and social etiquette. So there are proper ways to text and speak in social. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Family time is very essential, and I love that. Thank you. I mean, I really don't even know where to start with the texting and social etiquette, because we have been speaking in Ebonics for a long time now, and I feel like if you ain't got it, then you probably would never get it.
Right.
A lot of this shit been going on for over 20 years now, because that's how long computers have been in existence at this point. So, I don't know. Okay, so the thumbs up. If y'all telling somebody something like, yeah, okay, I just bought you a new outfit. You should come over and look at it later. And then somebody give you the thumbs up. Like,
I hate the thumb. Listen, I hate the thumb. I feel
I
like
personally hate
to
the thumb
me
as well.
the thumb is telling me like it's a way of shutting me up. Like, okay, bitch.
Right.
Like what? Not ooh,
Like,
babe.
whatever.
Can I get some lovey dovey? Like that's a whatever thing to me. Or
Right.
don't I me.
Or like, oh, I
me,
miss
like,
you.
I.
Like, I miss you so much. I can't wait to see you. And then somebody give you the thumbs up.
I don't
Like,
have
well, what
all
the
of
fuck
that
does that
motherfucker,
mean? Do
man.
you miss me too? If so, can you
Right,
say
right.
it?
So you actually,
Scallywag.
because I've been saying the same thing. So when somebody put a certain, like you said, the texting down, you can
Uh-huh.
tell their attitude by how they did it with the thumbs up. Like if
Right.
somebody say something
Absolutely.
to you and you want to answer,
Absolutely.
and they say, "Yeah,"
Right.
you get what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. It's
You
just
already
so
know it ain't no yes like they happy or
right, right,
yeah, it's
right.
like whatever. You get what I
Yeah.
feel? You.
It's just so cut and dry.
Right.
And generally, like, if you're gonna do something where like you really excited about it, you can put a whole bunch of happy, like you ain't just put one
Yes,
happy face. It'd be a
yes.
whole bunch of happy faces, or but you know when that whole thumbs up shit, like that shit pisses me the fuck
It
off. Like I
does.
can't stand it. So I say, okay, in regard to the thumbs up, people, don't use the fucking thumbs anymore. Chop that motherfucker off and throw it away. We over the thumb in 2021. We are over the thumb.
Right.
We are killing it here on Opinionated. In our opinion, the thumb gotta go.
Yeah.
The thumb gotta motherfucking go. I'm over the thumb. And low key, I'm over the little finger thing too, with the finger ring and the 3 fingers up. Like I can't even post it on here. Like there's no way for me to do it on here. But it's that. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can find it. I gotta put it up. Like I gotta put it
You
up.
said the 3 fingers.
Yeah, it's like you got you make a ring with your pointer finger and your thumb, and then your other 3 fingers are up in
like
that.
okay.
Yeah, like okay, yeah, that.
Gotcha.
I kind of don't like that either. To me, that's almost like a thumb.
Yeah, just say okay. You spell it out.
Yeah. Like I kind of feel like that's the thumb.
And put some respect on it to say, babe.
Yeah.
Like, okay, babe.
Yeah.
I don't like
I got you.
Don't be
Nelly,
short
you're
with me talking about K.
Right.
What the fuck you mean, K? I just
K, yeah.
to myself
Yeah.
and you gonna say K, bitch?
K.
All right, bitch. I ain't texting you no more the rest of the day.
Well,
You will cut
speaking
off
on
until
that,
tomorrow.
so if somebody say to you, well, what do you think about us? And they say, well, you cool. How do you feel about that?
That depends on how long we've been talking.
Not to me.
You don't like it neither, do you, Lou?
No, I feel like it's too cut and dry.
Right,
like I feel like I'm giving you the opportunity to explain you to me.
Right. So
I mean, explain me to whatever. Like I'm giving you that opportunity, and you just so cut like you cool.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. That shit.
But see, you know what? I don't because of that type of
see that. I hate
I don't
that.
ask those type of questions.
Look, here we go.
I don't ask those type of questions.
Look at the screen, y'all.
Danielle,
look
don't
at the screen.
Okay up.
Look at the screen. That's up for chopping too. That's gonna get chopped in 2021 too. Maybe not yet. We try and teach y'all how to use these emojis the right way.
Right,
so if you're gonna do that, say okay then.
True, that is so true.
Shit.
I mean, you can tell a person's their reaction and their attitude.
Mm-hmm.
You're right by their text.
Okay.
You can even tell when they mad at you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, with that being said, how do you feel about having certain type of conversations via text? Like you mad and don't want to talk, so you want to text instead.
Oh no! Because what we're not about to do is do that. Because the biggest thing you can do in text messaging, especially when you're trying to have a real ass conversation, is text, because that shit gets misconstrued for something as simple as the okay fingers, the thumb, that little simple shit in a serious ass conversation.
She's like, oh,
man.
for real? That's how you fucking feel,
Right.
bro?
And then now you arguing because that ain't even what that meant. Well, motherfucker, that's what it meant to me. That's what that shit meant to me.
That sounds just like me too. What the fuck
Yeah.
that mean?
Shit.
You're right. You're right.
So yeah, I do
Yeah.
feel like
So
certain
when we're
conversations
just
should not be had through text message or
right,
social media.
and to me, I think that's the worst way to break up with somebody, or
Yeah.
to
Through
through
a
a
I
text
text
message.
don't
message.
think we should hang out
Yeah.
anymore. Blah blah blah.
Right, you a
Through a text
grown ass
message for real? You a
motherfucking woman
grown ass,
and man.
scary ass motherfucking individual that
Right.
you couldn't tell me that? Okay.
But see, you know what? How about this?
I know. We
Because
got you.
I've
We
dated
got you, Lev. We
someone.
got you, Lev. Thank you for that support. Yeah, that's
I've dated
crazy.
someone
She said I was trying to get in. Exactly.
who would get off the phone from a deep conversation and start texting. So you
No.
have to go in on the text message
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
won't pick up the phone. So then what? Those
Well,
type of people.
some people don't like to argue.
But
Me,
but
if I get
text
to that
arguing is
point,
arguing.
right, I can't text and spell shit right when I'm at.
I can't either.
So
Like
I
shit be
can't.
like
I'm not finna
typo
do
than a
that. I've been
motherfucker. I gotta get you
right.
on
So
the phone or get
I'm
you
leaving
face
you
to
all
face.
kinds of voicemail. Fuck you, you black ass.
You
Okay.
okay.
That's what's gonna go down if you don't answer. Oh, so you ain't answering their motherfucking phone? Okay, and then I'll call back. It's no, I can't do it.
Hell
But see, that's
no.
what I'm saying.
No,
But
I
that's
done
when
See.
had
you get
all
to going
kinds of
bananas
words.
in the text messages. I dated someone like that. We would be having a conversation, and because they didn't like the way the conversation was going, or didn't know how to respond to a question or respond, period, they would hang up and then send a 30-page text message.
Oh
Mm-mm.
wow.
Lou, you already know who I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
And
and we
then I have to respond, and I'm like, fuck it, man. You can leave. You can go on about your business. Cause I don't want to do this. I don't want to do
Right.
this foolishness. So that's not a way. I don't like to communicate that way. I very rarely like texting unless we gotta do it.
Right.
However, people are like different ways of communication. But
and that's what they boil down
ooh,
to,
child, that
communication.
made my blood
Like
Right.
I
pressure
feel
went up.
like when it comes to the whole texting game, texting is
Effective
fine
communication.
when it's cute.
Effective.
But when you trying to have some real
Uh
ass
huh.
shit, yeah, we can't do this through text. And I think, early on in any relationship or situationship, you should always put that out there and make it be known. Like I love to text you, good morning, send you smiley
Right.
faces, stuff like that. But
Right.
whenever we have to have a serious conversation, let's actually have it.
Absolutely.
Because I'm telling you now, I will not participate in text arguing. Because they get misconstrued, things get taken the wrong way. And if you got something to say, just like, okay, well, we need to talk about something, but I don't want to talk about it right now because the conversation ain't gonna go great. So we're gonna talk about something, but we'll talk about it later.
But sometimes the conversation gonna go great, so just go ahead and get it over with, dude. Like
But
sometimes you
sometimes
just
if
gotta
you
roll
don't
with the
want to
punches,
argue,
man. Like
it's necessary to learn how to be able to pick and choose that battle. Sometimes it's gonna be an argument, so you'll push that person to say
Right.
what it is that you want to argue about, because it's gonna be an argument.
Right.
Instead of just letting it go and come back to it later when it don't have to be an argument.
Right. Now, I think it should be some exception if you're trying to get away from an abusive situation.
Yeah.
That
Like that
maybe,
though, but see that right there could
yeah.
be considered an abusive
There
situation.
you go.
If
There you
one
go.
person keep
Yeah.
trying to push the other person to argue about something that they don't want to talk about,
Right.
that can be abusive. Because like you trying to make me be competitive with you, you trying to make me argue with you instead of just letting it go.
That's so true.
So the big thing is communication. We
Yeah.
have to learn how to be able to communicate. We have
yeah,
to. We can't
effectively.
keep just saying, well, this, and that, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes if you really love somebody and don't want to argue, sometimes the easiest thing to do is to let the shit go.
Yeah.
But
That's
I don't
how
like
do you
arguing. I just want to
determine?
talk about it and get it over with.
good. Well, Nelly, who you want to talk to?
I
She
just,
just saying in
I,
general because she
I,
she is
I just
that
want
she is that
peace.
person. Like she like, nah, I just
Right.
want to
I
talk
just
about it
want
now.
peace.
Like,
Right.
but how do
I
you get
I
peace when
just
you
want, but
arguing?
yeah, but I
How do you get peace
understand.
when you're arguing?
But
That's
see,
what I
I'm
want to
not trying
know.
to argue
right.
about it though. But I'm not
Right.
trying to like I.
But if you
If
already
it's an
know,
issue that
but
we
if
need
you
to
already
talk about,
know
let's
that
talk
that
about
it
it.
is an argument, and then it get cut down because that person say, you know what, I don't want to talk about this right now because that
Mm.
person know that the situation is getting heated just as well as you do. Yet
Right.
you want to keep talking about it because you want to get it over with.
I don't.
Right.
But see, the thing is, I don't get it. It shouldn't get to that point. If you don't want to talk about it, we can wait. I'm cool with that too.
Right.
Okay, so
But you know, I feel like
well, hold on now because you all over the place. You can't do that. If you want to
no,
talk
I
about
said
it
I would
now,
like to want to talk about it. But if you feel that way, I don't feel like that way. I'm not trying to argue. So, but see, the thing is, when we have the conversation and you're the one being defensive and are a combative, if I'm not the defensive or combative one, and you don't want to talk about it, and I came to you correct because
that's
I'm not an argumentative person.
but that's what we're saying. If
I'm
you are
saying if you don't want to
communicating
talk about it now, we don't got to. I'm
right,
just saying I would
right,
rather to,
and that's just
but
what it
if you
boils
don't
down
want
to
to, we
because
ain't got to. We can go
it's
on
all
about
in
it.
proper communication. Is
It-
either you gonna love a person enough to be willing to stop the bad conversation and move on to something else, or you just gonna sit there and
Got
argue
you.
because you want to get it
Well,
over
you
with.
see,
Right. I feel
no,
what you're
I'm
saying,
going to be
Lily.
the one to walk away because the argument got started.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to come in peace, and if it gets to go to the left, I'm going to go outside. Or I
Okay,
might leave. Like,
that's not
oh,
proper
okay, this is
communication.
getting because I don't want to
That's
go
not
there.
proper
I'm
communication.
gonna leave, but I'm gonna come in peace to try to talk about the situation. But if it gets to the left, I'm just gonna eliminate myself. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna go play the video game, watch some TV, or I might just sit there and not say shit no more.
Well,
But
It depends on how I'm feeling at the time. I'm not gonna argue
what about finding
at
a
all.
way, if this is a way that you feel that when you come together to talk about it, maybe it's a certain way you say your words, because some people just don't realize that their words can be kind of aggressive and hostile when they
mhm.
talking to
And
somebody.
and I agree.
You see what I'm saying?
I
So,
agree. And sometimes, and that's true. I understand what you're saying, but what if it's just the fucking truth and you can't handle it, and that's why you want to get defensive and all that?
But some
It could be
people
so
see
many things.
it can, but
And
some people
I
walk
do have
away because of
I
the truth.
can be that way.
But see, some
That
people walk away
whatever the
because of
case.
the truth.
Hey,
You could be hearing the
that's
truth and
everybody's.
you walk away because you can't handle the truth. So what I'm saying is there's communication that still has to be
Okay,
handled properly. Walking away is not communicating.
absolutely.
Sitting there arguing with somebody and communicating.
If you're
right.
argumentative, so listen. So what you want me to do? You want me to stay and argue, or you want me to walk away while you're arguing with me? What you want me to
I
do
want
now?
none of those
Because
things.
then if I come to you and then you get
You see what I'm saying? I
so
want none of
exactly. So
those
if I
things.
come to you and try to have the
None of that though.
conversation,
You talking and you ain't listening.
we're trying to communicate, correct?
You trying to do the either
I am.
or when you could do the simple thing, which is put it off till later. You don't have
Right.
to argue. You don't have to walk
Right.
away, but you can talk about something else
That's
that's
what
benefit.
I said.
But walking away is not communication.
If we can,
It shows that you're
if you
angry.
arguing with me, I'm not gonna stand there and let you
But
scream
I'm
and holler
saying
and argue with
you're
me.
still
Then
missing a
I'm
point
not gonna
because
do
she's
that.
talking and she's not listening because she's missing the point. The point is, if you are
But
communicating
I'm not.
properly with someone,
Okay.
you have already told them, I'm not arguing with you. You have already told them that because you've communicated that. You didn't just walk away. You've
Okay.
already told them. That's what I'm saying. Communication.
And if they
Not just
continue
walking
on,
away.
what am I supposed to
That
do?
person's
Sit
not
there?
gonna argue with you if you tell them, hey, I'm not gonna argue with you about this. We don't have to talk about this now
Start
because
singing.
I see it's getting heated. You're trying to argue and I don't want to argue.
Okay.
And then that person be like, okay. And
Okay.
then you move on to something healthy. That's proper communication.
And that's fine. And that's fine if it stops like that. But that's fine if it stops like that. What if
If
they
you
don't stop and they
practice it,
keep going on and they
but that's
continue
what I'm
to
saying.
be combative? Then what?
You have
Okay,
to
well, try this. I feel what you said, Nelly, but sometimes somebody got to be the bigger
Let's
person.
say we came. I'm coming peace. and then you get upset, or I got upset, or whatever the
Okay,
case may be,
but you can
and I'm
sit there.
stopping. Okay, let's not argue about it. But they're still going. All these scenarios can happen at the same time, no matter who's on the side, which side of the fence. So you're saying if someone beginning to argue, okay, I'm not going to argue. All right, I sit there. I'm not arguing, but the arguing is still happening on the one side. So what I'm supposed to sit there and still hear and receive this energy, or do
Well,
I leave and let this
can
energy
you
simmer
figure a
down and
way?
then we come back to it?
So why we can't think of something positive how to win that person over to change it? You can grab their hand calmly and say, "Hey, I hear you, but right now let's
That's
do
true.
something different."
Absolutely.
You
Mhm.
can
That's a part
switch
of
the
the yes.
whole mood
That's
up
definitely
just by a
true.
kindly adjust, a good
That is
gesture by
absolutely
putting their hand on their back,
Mhm.
touching. Am I right, Lou?
Yeah, you're definitely right
You
because
can
for
change
one,
that. Yeah.
that
an
is true.
argument happens with two people, not one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't argue with me if
Absolutely.
I'm not arguing back. If I've already told you I'm not gonna argue with you
Right.
right now, you just making noise.
Is that'll make noise?
Do I
Think.
have do
Oh,
I have to receive the noise? No, because like she just said, I could grab your hand and be like, babe, like, do you realize you're the only one like making noise right now? Just that simple. That's gonna make them
yeah.
more mad, but they really gonna have to laugh at that shit. Like for real, like I
Right.
really am.
Because you said something positive. You can change the whole mood
Yeah.
up.
And I'm not saying that I'm a person that hasn't walked away, because I have. But I just know that because I'm older and I've learned more that
It
wasn't
didn't solve the
proper.
problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't proper.
Right.
Like that's little kid
Absolutely.
shit. Just running up, well, boom, boom, boom. I don't want to listen to like that's kid shit to me.
Right.
And I feel like as we get older, instead of making excuses, we have to aim to fix things. And if we don't know how to fix it, we should look for ways to fix it and
Oh,
stop
that's a good one.
blaming everybody.
I
Because my
agree.
thing is, like being a single person, we go from person to person, just trying to find somebody. And
Hmm.
at the end of all those situations, we always blame that other person, and I ain't never once blamed ourselves.
Right. Because if I had to do it all over again, I would
Yeah,
still be
a
with my
lot of that
kid's
is you
daddy.
and not them
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
At some point, you have to take accountability for who you are in these
That's true.
situations. And if you
Absolutely.
are that person that don't ever want to listen, or you always want to argue, or just cause something ain't
Be
going
right.
your way,
Or just
you want
be
to
right.
dismiss a person, like you never
Mm-hmm.
gonna have shit. And you
Hmm.
never gonna be with the person that you think you're gonna be with. And that's for the listeners out here that's in this situation. Because there are some out
Mm-hmm.
there. I one was there. So I'm speaking on it.
Yeah, I feel you.
But it's real shit though. Like we have to learn how to stop making excuses for this the way it always was and get to some new shit.
Well, this is how I am. Instead of just,
Right.
Okay.
let me
Instead of
make this
seeking to change and
situation
Let
make
me ask you a
yourself better.
question.
better. Hmm.
I was gonna say, now, Lou, you learning and you're living and you're learning and you're trying to
Right.
strive for a change,
Right.
right?
Right.
So this person how do you teach the next one who hasn't reached that elevation of your evolving moment as you have reached?
It depends
So you with
on
someone and they like, what do you do? Like they're so closed minded and they're this and they're that and they're so the opposite of what you're trying to do and how you're trying to portray and execute
okay.
a specific whatever. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying?
I
So
do. I
boom,
definitely
you
do. For
got this
me,
person like,
like,
we
well,
evolving people, so we on the same. You know what I mean?
I do, but it for me, it always, and especially now at this point, it's all about the whole energy thing. If you
Mm.
stop accepting negative energy, then you won't even have to deal with a person that's like that.
Right. It's
If
too
you
much.
stop talking to a person and within a
Yeah.
week, a person that told you everything you want to hear, and you've only known them for a week, that can't be like that's not real.
Right.
Like that's not
Hmm.
real. And
That's true.
we have to stop accepting this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you meet a person and you come to the table with this person, if y'all can't from day one sit down and express who you are, and that person express who they are, and then y'all collectively express what y'all would like to have without somebody having to change something immediately to make it work.
Right. I like
then
that.
then it don't need to happen. Like, I'm not gonna go out of my way because I'm working and I'm trying to build up my different companies and my platforms and all this stuff. I'm not gonna cut back on all of my shit just to make somebody feel secure about themselves.
Right. They gonna fit like a puzzle.
Absolutely not.
I feel
You can sit here on FaceTime and you can watch me work, or you can sit on my speakerphone and you can listen to me work, or you can come join me and sit beside me or whatever. But I'm not gonna give up what I'm doing because you're a little insecure about what I'm doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or like if a person yeah, go ahead.
So okay, with that type of person. So let's
Right.
just say some person that's not rejecting or any of that type of nature, but they just don't know. And how, not saying they don't have the potential, not saying they don't have the drive, but they
Right.
just don't know. And they may be a little hesitant because, well, my grandmama said type person. How do you help them evolve in a way? This is not evolve, so to speak. This teach them something. So they would see a different perspective. You know, people are so close-minded. How are we getting across this? We're talking about, we have all different type of genres of people that we
Oh no,
speak
I get it.
to. How do we get our point
This is how.
across? Because we're a different type of people, friend.
This is
So how
how.
do we talk to people?
This is how.
Lead by example.
That was what I was gonna say. I was like, if you're doing it and
You don't
somebody
have to talk
interested,
about it unless
right,
they
they'll be
ask.
watching you. They're gonna want to catch on to what you're doing. It's like,
Naturally.
I tell people, if you looking at somebody and you see this tree that's no leaves on it, but you see a tree with leaves on it, you're gonna ask them, how you keep all them leaves on your tree? Because apparently you're nutrient, right? They're gonna watch somebody that's growing, not nobody that's dying. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
So if you
damn,
put
that's powerful. Girl, you bringing
something,
tears to my spirit.
I'm if you put something, like he said, lead by example. If this person, if you doing what you doing, and this person catch on and watching, they gonna want to follow your step. Well, show me how to do that.
The biggest example.
Yeah.
The most people that always say they can't stand drama or the drama
That's
causers.
true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
And you see a lot of mess around them.
You see a lot of mess around them, yet they can't stand drama.
Yeah, they never got nothing good to say. It's always something negative. I'm gonna tell y'all something. It was a situation that you know me. I'm sure y'all know me. Sometimes I defend certain people because that's just who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't have it when somebody wrong, they wrong. Period. You know, why would they do some shit like that? But I'm a brand. I ain't gonna say no names, but you know, certain people do certain things that make you like, what the fuck was they thinking?
Yeah.
Why would I had to tell y'all on another time. Because I don't know who watch it. You see what I'm saying? So I want to be good on that. I don't want you get with us. I want to be good.
Yeah.
But some people just bring dumb shit to them.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it makes people want to talk about them. You see what I'm saying?
I just really think that if we learn to recognize that an energy, I mean, because you know, not all energy starts off bad. So I don't want y'all to think that I think everybody's bad. I don't.
So
I honestly give everybody 100% until they start chipping that shit away. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So but when you start seeing certain things, or even in general, like for real, because we are people that wear our hearts on our sleeves, we are naturally by nature going to attract the things that feed off of hearts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what we have to do the most is find ways to fight off that urge to nurture and take care of that type of a person.
Yeah.
So when they initially come to you with 1,001 fucking problems and issues on the table, the us want to turn them around and fix them and build them up and then let them leave and act like we didn't exist. But
Right.
the new us is like, oh, well, I hope you get it together, and
Right.
I'm gonna send some blessings in the air.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
but that's hard. Like, it's even hard for me to say that. But
Right.
it's the truth,
Yeah,
though. It's like you
absolutely.
have to learn to protect you a lot more, because we say, "Oh, I'm woke and I understand this and that," but if you're not protecting you, then you miss the whole point.
That's true. Wow.
You ain't
See,
never
sometimes
lied,
I need.
baby.
Yeah, I just sometimes. You right. You so right.
And that's really, I mean,
Go
I can't even
ahead,
say
Dylan.
nothing
That
else
was
after
good.
that. I think I would fuck it up.
No, you
I really
did
think I would
good.
fuck that up. Like, I'm just gonna leave
You
it at
did
that. You
good.
know what I'm saying? So closing off, texting and etiquette. There are ways to text. Of course, we gonna have fun. Be sexual for your partner. Show them love. Send
Yeah.
cute messages. Send good morning text. Send, well, hopefully not good night text, because hopefully y'all going to bed together. But if not, if that person's at work through the night
you know.
and you whatever, send them text. Let them know you love. But other than that, when you got some shit that you
That's
really need to
good.
talk about, already have it set up early on in the relationship that you will be able to talk with each other. And
Right.
have that understanding early on in the relationship that if it gets to a point that we can be arguing and one of us don't want to listen, then it's okay that one of us might have to leave. But like, have all that mapped out. Don't just do it. Have it
Right.
talked about, because it's called
Right.
communication. Communicate, people. That's all we need you to do out here
I
is just
love that.
communicate.
That was good. That was good.
All right. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
Now
that
we're
was
going to roll
good.
over here. We're going to shine a little light in our Black Excellence Spotlight. We got Pressed Galore by Amaya on Instagram. She has headbands, clothing, eyewear, hats, purses, and a whole lot more. So go over to Instagram and check out Pressed Galore by Amaya. And then rolling back around here somewhere, we got the other one. We got Pressed by Angela on Instagram. No, I'm sorry, Visually Pressed by Angela on Instagram. She got like eyewear, shades, and stuff like that. Like, she got
Okay.
the little goggle mask. You know that one? So it's like glasses, but it got a face mask attached to it or whatever. Like, they're
Yeah.
really dope. She got them. She got some nice stuff. So everybody go check her out on Instagram. Visually Pressed by Angela. And actually, she also do graphic designs. That was the biggest thing. She does graphic designs. So
Really? That's
yeah,
why you said that. Okay.
that's why I said it. Yeah, that's why I was really trying to get to. She do graphic designs. So y'all go check her out again. That's Visually Pressed by Angela. And we have Pressed Galore by Amaya.
Okay.
And then personally, I have Styles by Lou. That's Styles with a Z by Lou.com to go over there and get you some hair, skin, and scalp butters, oils.
Yes.
Keep that
Yes.
that scalp moisturized, keep them hairs
Yes.
growing in that head, and
Man, I meant to do my
then
right
follow up
one.
and come see me to get your hair done. I'm gonna take care of you.
Yeah.
Nelly's Way, what you got for us?
I want to shout out to my cousin Quina. She got the body butter. Her line
Yes,
is
for the
called
body butter. That shit
Unique.
smell good as fuck,
Yes, I'm
y'all. I
pronouncing it
swear. And it feel good on the skin. I'm
correctly.
He
sorry.
got body
And
butter.
then
Yes.
yes, body butters, just whipped up shades and what have you.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then her cousin and Shantae has Mocha Wicks, the candle line that is so awesome. Um, we want to shout out. Oh my God, that's it right now. I
Okay.
can't think
All
of
right.
nothing else.
Kim, what you got for us? You got anything? Any people you want to shout out for the talents they
Just to
got?
support my people, y'all. Nelly, Wendy, Lou, the hair products is definitely dope because it's doing good for me. I
Thank
use it
you.
on a daily basis, every morning,
Yes.
every night before I go to bed. And
Thank
it
you.
is working wonders for me. Not just that, it's working wonders for my skin. my feet. I rubs it on me when I get out the tub,
Okay,
and
now.
it does good. And the
All right,
and the
now.
rice water. I
Okay,
still
yeah,
be
for the
on
rice
that.
water drip.
Yep, once
Yeah,
a
that
week
rice
I
water
wash
drip
my
is that deal.
yes, and it works good. But that's all through Lou. And I'm still waiting on my other thing, but Nelly with the sea moss.
The
Yes.
sea
The
moss.
sea moss.
Yes.
It is really good. You don't
Yes,
want to
I
take
have
it,
the sea
by
moss,
itself,
the
but
raw
it
sea
does work
moss.
in the juice and coffee
All
and
right.
green tea. I
All
have
right.
used it in there.
Come on
So
with
it
the
is
sea
very
moss.
beneficial. Look up that sea moss
It
and tell
is.
and
I even use it in my hair products.
right. I'm all about
Hey.
good health and natural stuff. So these is the things you want to contact me.
Come on,
If you
y'all.
want some on my side, people that know me and want to get these things, hit me up on Facebook and I'll get you to my people.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Yeah, this was a wonderful show. I want to
All right
thank
now.
all of
That's
the
what's up.
listeners, the ones current and our future listeners,
Family.
because we believe
Yes.
in you like you believe in us. So I think at this point we've done our black excellence spotlight. I can't even talk, y'all. Kim did a good job just now with covering our health and wellness segment today with the sea moss. So we're gonna take that. We actually didn't have time to slide that in, but we're gonna take that because that's a great benefit. Sea moss,
It is.
y'all.
It
Get
is.
with it.
It really is.
And worldly matters before we tap out on this thing. What y'all think about them damn shootings?
Yes, it is.
Oh
Awesome.
my God. It's scary. It's scary
It's
because
crazy that you
we
can't even
don't
go
know
to the
where they
grocery
at.
store nowadays. Exactly.
Right. And
We
we
could
don't
live
know where
like you. We don't know where they at now. We don't know where
yeah.
they coming
Them
from, when they
domestic
gonna come.
terrorists killing
Right.
everybody.
Well, why would they even do that? I mean, what
To
it's
walk
just
into a grocery store, like a grocery store of all places. I mean, you know it be kids and shit in them grocery
yeah,
stores.
they don't care. Hateful people.
Elderly folk and stuff. The way he did that old man, like that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I
That's
hope they
They're
crazy.
terrorists.
but what
They're
I don't
hateful
understand
people.
is
They are, and
why did
that
they
to
get why
me,
did they
they,
care about what happened to him? I mean, why would you take him to the hospital? I have an issue with that.
okay, he'd have bled out of my fucking face. I'd act like I ain't see him.
Right.
What man?
Man, they get
What?
treated like they
Oh, I
didn't
ain't
do
see him
nothing
down
wrong,
there.
man. They didn't just
Yeah.
they be
It's
I
crazy.
heard something on the
they be
radio. I'm
taking
gonna try to
people like the
repeat
one
it.
dude.
That I heard it on the radio when they was talking about the shooting. The one lady came on the radio and she said, "How do we stop people that go out and shoot people? That the law protect those people that shooting them?
Okay.
That's
How
true.
do we go about changing that?
That's
Because
true.
they could go out and shoot us, shoot a whole bunch of people, but yet you have a trial. They get to sit in jail.
And they have
They get you.
compassion.
Oh, this is
They
interesting.
They have
you get what
compassion
I'm
for
saying?
him.
They get to go to the hospital and you catering to
Like
their wounds after
that
they just
man
shot
in
down.
Atlanta.
This is interesting because I feel like it all
Girl.
has to do with the fact that there's a lot of people that think that they should tighten up the gun laws,
Right.
but then there's millions more people that is fighting that. And because it's so easy to get guns, even though it's still it's a little process, but it's still easy as hell because everybody's getting guns.
That's true. But
So,
and I'm kind of mixed emotions about both of it.
Me too.
Because
I really am, because I do think that we have the right to protect ourselves.
Right.
But
in the meantime, we
to the
give
same
guns
degree, just
yeah.
because you've been to jail before, you can no longer own a gun.
That's not
Yet,
right.
this crazy motherfucker that don't even belong in this fucking United
Can get a
States
gun.
can get a
Yeah.
gun
And shoot people.
with barely any credentials.
Mm-hmm.
You can't track down their real addresses. You can't track down their real place of birth and all this
Right.
type of shit. But they can go and get a gun.
Right. I agree, Lou. I'm with you.
So
I don't
yeah,
like that shit.
it's crazy, and that's a very fine line. But I feel like that right there is why it's so easy for these terrorists to keep reappearing.
Right. So that's why I say I go back and forth with
Absolutely.
the mix. If them keeping the guns or not keeping the guns,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's even with the cops.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, they fucking us up, but yeah, I don't think I want to live in a world without them.
Without them,
You get
right?
what I'm saying?
Or they so limited that they can't even
Yes.
help us.
Yes. it's so crazy
it is crazy.
out
Damn,
here
that's
that
real crazy.
do I call the cops? I don't want
Right.
them to, a
Right. I don't
daughter.
want
I
them to come
don't
here
know
and
what
I
to
end up
do.
going to jail. I call the cops, but I go
Thank
to
you.
jail.
Thank you. You be scared.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy that the world has even gotten to that point.
Right, girl. I got
Um,
my friend. She is watching somehow, and she said, "I love this. I want to be a part of this." She lives in Atlanta.
Oh, that
That's
is so
my sister.
awesome.
So I
mhm,
don't know if she can get on there, but she just sent it
that's
to
what's
me
up.
and told me that she loved it.
Yes.
She loves the
Dad, tell her
yeah.
thank you. Thank you so much, listeners. We trying
Yeah,
to do this for y'all. We trying to do it big. We gonna, we
right,
have our moments and everything, but we trust me, we gonna act up for y'all. We
right.
gonna cut up because we cuts up. We just warming y'all up right now.
I do have something to say because
What's up?
I am in a woman's of
Okay.
empowerment on
Okay.
Saturday.
Okay.
And it's a group of us that come together and we talk about different issues and what's going on. It's just like we doing here,
Okay.
except
Shout
it's
it
just
out.
women in it. But we want to, come together. Like we got this group and that group, and everybody come together, you know, to
Is it
do
on
something.
Facebook?
Yeah, she's on Facebook. We're not
Shout
on
it out.
Facebook. We do it on a Zoom though.
Shout it
Um,
out. I mean,
we
is it a link that y'all have to provide or tell them how they can
She
sign?
does. Erica does run it, and she does do she put a link out there, and we
Okay.
do invite different people in to talk about different subjects about
Okay.
what's going on. Like we did we talk about so much deep stuff, domestic violence. We talk about children in need. We even going to eventually pick a family in each city, not each city because we all don't live in each city, but for a family that's in need
Yeah.
and give something to that family. So
I
with
like
your
that.
group and this group, we can come together and it's
We
women
can.
empowerment. We got opinionated and what's
Yeah,
going
like
on.
I tell you, y'all totally got my support. I support my peoples in anything
Right,
y'all do. It
right.
don't
And
I this ain't a women's show, but it's a lot of
uh
women that's gonna be listening and yeah, we support.
right. And it's another
Absolutely.
group, my niece, her
That's
name is
what
Jamela
I
Brown. She's
something.
got girls, and I
Okay.
don't know how I didn't even think of this until now, but she lives in
It's
Columbus
okay.
and she has girl power. She
Okay,
takes
so
a
what we're
group
gonna
of girls.
do for girl
Okay.
power and women empowerment on
Hmm.
our next episode, we are definitely gonna make sure that y'all's contact info is displayed so that people can so the women can reach out and join up with y'all, the little young women and stuff.
Right.
Do y'all
Yeah.
mentor?
Yeah, she does. We do
Okay.
mentor. We just
Okay.
started the group during the pandemic to
Okay.
help people and keep people encouraged because some people were scared,
Yeah.
when going through a lot, with their husband and
Yeah.
we get on a very personal level
I
with
like that.
certain things in each, thing. So what I want to open it up is we can help one another
Right.
in this. You see what I'm saying?
I do like that, and that's
Yeah.
Absolutely.
very inspiring because I know
Mhm.
myself for the opinionated. I would like to do a drive, like a back to school, a little small back to school drive
Yeah.
for some, some either a family or just a few children,
Right.
whatever. But I would like to do
Right. We
something
could
like
do
that, so
that.
that's
We
inspiring.
definitely could come together and do. And
Sounds
Lou,
good.
I wanna say this thing when you first told me about it,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good. I think it can go bigger than this. We just gotta figure out how
Yeah,
you gotta open it up because what
yeah,
we talk about is everyday concern that people are scared to bring to the table or hear.
that's true.
They want to hear these things or how to think
Absolutely. Sure.
different,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
about
And
different stuff. So
I thank you, and I for one want to shout out Nelly as well in this thing
yes.
because me and her on a daily basis we have like really deep conversations like this, that open your mind, expand your thinking. We
Hmm.
both be sitting there stuck like, oh, you know what? That's a good
Right.
question,
Yeah, y'all help me
and
think
Right.
yeah,
different.
Right.
yeah, and then it just got to. I'm just like, look, we need to stop having these conversations to ourselves and share them with the
And
world
yeah, because
because
some people be needing
we
to
talk about we don't just be sitting
right,
around talking about some just ratty ass shit. We really be talking about some shit that expands the mind and have a motherfucker think,
right. And the
even
thing
even
is,
our own self.
And
right. And we may even come different, but it opens up
and I
our
was
minds
saying
to
another
think
thing is
different like other people.
we
That's true.
we
Yeah.
exactly, that's what I was gonna say. We learning from each other and just not necessarily learning, just getting a different perspective to make a different objective thought about
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't gotta agree, but you be like, well, man, you know what?
Right.
That do
Right.
make sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
To get a different perspective for
Yeah.
different
For
things,
sure.
respectfully.
And that's all I'm all about the respect. Like I don't want a person to always agree with me because I'm a question that.
Right.
Like I don't want
Right.
you to always agree with
hmm
everything I say. Like that's not genuine. Disagree sometimes.
Right.
Again, but
Make me feel
see,
like there's a
we
human in
might come
there.
to each
Right.
other. I
Tell me
might
when
come
I'm
to
wrong.
you just
You know
on
what?
a whole different just to say
Mm-hmm.
ABC 1, 2, 3, and you
Mm-hmm.
give me your perspective, and
Yep.
it
And
might
then
be
one
like,
of us
man,
can be like,
that sounds better than what I was talking about.
right.
Let me
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
tell me
Yeah.
And
more
then
about that content. What
Yeah.
else you thinking?
right. And look
So
at us
Mm-hmm.
the solutions that come up,
that's a
the
good thing as
problem
well.
solving
Yeah.
by us putting it on the table
Yeah.
and we work that out. What can work for some, it may not work for the other. But
Yeah.
the thing is, we got it out there from different perspectives.
Yeah.
And then
Exactly.
you use it for what you can use it for, and you
Yeah.
not. And then later on down the line, you may come back. You know what? Nelly, tell
Facts.
me what you said that
Facts.
how to do
Facts.
that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Exactly.
I thought about it, and
Exactly.
I think I'm gonna try that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
And
don't
see,
think it's gonna.
people, this is what opinionated is about. It's about different views, different opinions, different elevations, different whatever. It's not about getting on here trying to tear one person down because they think
Right.
one way or a person got to say this. And no, it ain't about that. If that's what y'all looking for in opinionated, you won't get that here.
Right.
I'm telling y'all that now because that ain't what we about. Like it's enough of that going on out here in the YouTube streets and all this stuff. Like
Right.
we ain't about that.
Right.
We ain't about that. We'll get with you, but that ain't what we did. That I'm just
Right.
telling you, that's not what we about. I'm just
Right.
saying, we ain't about that. We just trying to open your mind up, have you think about some stuff, whatever.
Right.
Elevate.
That can create a change. That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Just a
Well, it's
change
been
Using
on the
it.
fun, y'all,
surface.
for real. Like we
Yeah.
kicked it
You
for a
know how
good
long we've
almost
been
2
on?
hours.
Yeah. But I ain't even watching TV no
I'm
more.
telling you, we did good. So I
Yeah.
want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening, all of our current and all of our future listeners. Thank y'all for joining in, for tuning in on Opinionated. You got me, your boy, your host, LB the Amazing of Deftone. We have Nelly Sway, and we have Kim
Nelly
Kim
Sway.
Yes.
All right now.
here. All right. And until next
One.
time, y'all, thanks for tuning in, and we's up out.
See y'all next